Hey there, Patriots. How would you feel, or what would you say if you found out that your hard-earned taxpayer money, okay, is going to pay teachers who have been fired or suspended after they were fired or suspended? Sometimes for a few months, maybe a year or two, sometimes for a few years. It wouldn't be good. I don't think anybody would like that. But now check this out. How would you feel, same scenario, if you found out that teachers were getting paid after they were suspended or fired from their job, but due to criminal activity, either after they got hired or before they got hired? And the teachers union and certain schools in certain states in the country basically hid their crimes, hid their criminality, hid their criminal record. So these teachers are home, these supposed teachers are home, collecting a paycheck without having to go to school, and instead of being in prison for committing crimes, and you're going to find out which crimes I'm talking about, no, they're still getting paid. You want to find out what I'm talking about? We're going to get into this. Here we go. Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The video that I'm dropping tonight is a very disturbing video. And believe me when I tell you it's very disturbing, because this is nowhere on the mainstream media. Okay? And I'm going to show you, just by going on one platform, that what has come about, and this is as recent as April 28th, that there has been basically someone uncovered the fact that many teachers, as much as in one school or one district in New Jersey, okay, has been paying 36 teachers who have been convicted of a crime. Okay, and I'm going to read the list of crimes that they're talking about, and you're not going to like it. Okay, many of the teachers have been fired. Some of them have been suspended, but they're still getting paid. You heard that right. They're still getting paid. And this is something that has been very hush-hush by the teachers union. Okay, and this is why I truly believe, I am a staunch believer that the Board of Education and the teachers union needs to be abolished, revamped, whatever it is. It's not working, and in my opinion, it was never meant to work the way it should. Okay, this story has come out. I've only found 2 articles online about it. And I've checked high and low for news clippings. Nobody, when I tell you nobody is covering it, nobody that I have seen so far is covering it. And I've been trying to look into this for the past day and a half. And I mean, even when I go on YouTube and punch it in, nothing, not one video comes up that I know of. And it's not that hard to look up information on YouTube when it comes to certain topics. Okay, the reason why I'm bringing this up also is because of some protests that happened over the weekend. In case anybody has heard, it was all over the United States, these May Day protests, okay, that are supposed to be for people that have grievances with companies and billionaires that own companies and how they treat their workers and what have you. We're going to get into that, but I'm going to read this article, just a portion of it. I want you guys to pay attention. Like I said, nobody's heard of this. And if you ask me, okay, this is a coordinated effort on one of the reasons why so many crimes happen in our public school systems, and they go unchecked, they go unheard. And it's because whoever's in charge when it comes to the Board of Education or this kind of information, they're basically just suppressing it all. Okay? And to think of how many children's lives are at risk because of the way they hire people in school districts, in schools, and knowing very well that they might have a criminal record, or that they do have a criminal record, or that they committed a crime after they got hired, there's no repercussions. There's no repercussions to those people. The teachers union and the Board of Education has become so emboldened and so, how can I say, so big that they truly think that they're untouchable, knowing very well that they're funded by the U.S. government, by our taxpayer money, and they think that they are a separate government within another government. Check this out. Dozens of convicts working as teachers, staff in New Jersey schools, the audit shows. Okay. A state audit found teachers, bus drivers, and other staff disqualified from working in schools remained on payrolls for as much as 4 years. This just came out April 28th, people. Okay. That was people getting paid for 4 years. Taxpayer money, our money, your taxpayer money from New Jersey. And I'm pretty sure this is happening in New York and every blue state around the country, and maybe even the red states. But that's because of the teachers union. That's because of the Board of Education. They're corrupt and they need to be abolished. It says New Jersey school districts continue to pay 36 teachers, bus drivers, and other staff members who were convicted of crimes that disqualified them from working in schools, according to a state report. Okay? What state report? I just happened to come across this. Somebody dropped a little information in my ear. But has anybody heard about any of this? Has this been on the news? Has this been on the local news? I mean, repeatedly in New Jersey? No. And if it was, where are the protests? How come nobody's protesting about this? Okay, I'll hold my breath. It says the report on the audit of the Department of Education by the Office of the State Auditor, David J. Kaschalk, I don't know how to pronounce his name, forgive me, looked at several areas as a result of issues found during recent school district audits performed by our office. He said it looked at information covering from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2025. The audit flagged criminal background checks and the failure by schools to follow through with dismissals because it was a statewide issue, Kaschalk wrote. You see? They're all in cahoots. They'd rather have children in danger with a bunch of convicts working around them. Instead of just firing them, nope, no one gets fired in the Board of Education. The teachers union is too strong. Nobody gets fired. Unbelievable. It says the report did not identify the districts or the staff members by name. And that's another thing. I was trying to look up. You cannot find a name. You cannot find a mugshot. Nothing about the people that were caught. Okay, I mean, this is just incredible. Under New Jersey law, schools are prohibited from employing or contracting for the services of individuals who have been convicted of any crime against a child, any first or second degree crime, any crime involving the use of force or the threat of it on person, including robbery, aggravated assault, stalking, kidnapping, arson, manslaughter, and murder. Now you're probably thinking, why did they put these scenarios on the list? Because a lot of these people that they were paying had these criminal records. And not only did they have these criminal records, a lot of these people that they were paying committed crimes after they were hired. Think about that, okay? It goes on to say certain drug offenses and a lengthy list of third-degree crimes, which are listed on the Education Department website. This is sickening, people. To think that these people that were convicted of just the one right here, okay, well, actually two, aggravated assault and kidnapping. Okay? Think about the kids. And then you have some that committed arson, manslaughter, and murder. Some convicted of drug offenses. Some convicted of stalking. This should turn your stomach, people. Especially you people in New Jersey. That people like this were working around your children. It gets better because there's another article that I need to show you guys. Those who were disqualified included teachers, substitute teachers, teachers' aides, child study team members, school physicians, school nurses, custodians, school maintenance workers, cafeteria workers, school law enforcement officers, school secretaries, and clerical workers. How do you like that? Basically, 80%, 90%, maybe 100% of school jobs, there was a criminal working in those jobs. I mean, let's say 90%. They didn't come out and say any principles, but like I said, this story has been kept hush-hush. Who knows? It says the prohibition also applies to any individual that has a regular student contact. Think about that, people. Regardless of position, the audit report said the 36 people who remained on payrolls were convicted of their crimes after they already were employed. The audit also said the State Office of Student Protection conducted 518,277 criminal background checks from 2021 to 2024. The audit said on those 2,761 people were disqualified from working in schools. The information on those people were compared with the State Labor Department's wages data, which showed the 36 people still receiving paychecks ranging from 7 months later to up to 4 years, the audit said. This included teachers, teachers' aides, bus drivers, bus aides, custodians, security officers, health professionals, and administrators, the audit said. I got to keep saying it. That's what they're saying. When someone is convicted of a disqualifying crime after they start working for a school district and the State Department of Education is notified, the Education Commissioner issues a letter notifying the district that the person is no longer eligible to work in the schools. The districts are supposed to send a letter to the state's Office of Student Protection confirming the person has been fired. That happened in 20 of the 36 cases. So what happened to the other 16? Makes you wonder. The law provides for an appeals process with people who are permanently disqualified, given 14 days to challenge that finding. School bus drivers have 30 days. Cash Chalk said the audit checked the employment records, though through wage reporting. Data from the State Department of Labor. The issue, Kashuk wrote, is the Department of Education does not follow up to ensure the person is no longer working for the district. Why? Because the department in the Department of Education, no one gets fired. They are a leftist democratic cabal. They feel that they are their own government within the government. Nobody tells them what to do, and they're backed up by the teachers union. And they make it seem as if, you know what, no one is touchable in their little cabal. Even knowing very well that there is a law to protect children, these people that are running the Board of Education and the teachers unions can care less about your kids because they're letting criminals work amongst children. And many of them are hired and they've committed crimes after they got the job. And they're still paying them. I am so heated. You have no idea. When I read, let me tell you something, people. And I'm putting this on Facebook. So any of my people on Facebook that you don't know that I have this YouTube channel going, now you're going to find out. And I'm putting this out because most of my people live in New York, New Jersey, you name it, Long Island. I mean, all up on the East Coast. When I read this made me sick to my stomach. Because it just made me think of all my people's kids. Especially the ones that are still going to school, that are going to elementary school. This totally pissed me off. So to all my people on Facebook, I'm dropping this video. Your people need to open up your eyes and find out what's going on. And you need to start asking questions and find out who the hell is teaching your kids in school, and find out who has a criminal record and why do they have a criminal record. And especially if it has anything to do with putting girls and children in danger. You have all these people out there protesting all over New York for illegal immigrants, all over New Jersey for illegal immigrants. Meanwhile, okay, you got the Board of Education and the teachers union hiding the fact that there are criminals in the school system. And instead of just giving up their names, getting rid of them, getting them arrested, no, what do? They suspend them or fire them, and they're still giving them a damn paycheck. And then they want to come out and say, you know what? We need more money for our school districts, for our classrooms. Well, you'd have a little more money if you stopped paying these criminals. Where was I? I'm gonna go back to this. The issue Kashak wrote is the Department of Education does not follow up to ensure the person is no longer working for the district, which may help allow disqualified individuals to remain employed by non-responsive employers, posing a significant threat to the safety of children. Unreal, man. Districts and contractors who don't get rid of criminality disqualified employees face possible administration action and a what's this, $500 fine. Damn a fine. $500 ain't nothing. That's a paycheck. They'll pay that up. I mean, this is just crazy. School bus contractors and bus drivers may be fined $5,000 and be denied direct access to the department's processing of future criminal history background checks on their drivers and aides, the audit said. There's another article I want to read. I'm going to leave this right there, okay? But I want to show you guys a video, and this is where your hard-earned taxpayer money, your money is going to. For all you people out there, and there's a lot of you lefties that like to come on my channel, okay, or on one of my other channels, on one of my other platforms, and just leave nasty comments. Do you not understand that this affects your child also? I don't care if you swing on the left or the right, if you're center, if you're moderate, if you're Republican, if you're Democrat, liberal, I don't care what you are. Your children are in potential danger if the Board of Education and the teachers union are behind hiding criminals and knowingly hiring them or knowingly leaving them employed until they have to get rid of them after they commit a crime. They leave them employed, and then when it gets too crazy, all right, we're just going to have to let you go. You're not allowed back into school, but we're going to give you a paycheck anyway. Think about that. A lot of yous don't, because a lot of you people think that this is going to be racist or it's going to be biased or whatever the case is. Listen, if a grown-up wants to go and hurt a child, that grown-up does not ask the child what political leaning that child has or their parents. They're just going to go and do dirt. Let that sit in your stomach. Let's get to a video I want to show you guys. Here we go. While these criminals are running rampant, okay, in the school system, in New Jersey, maybe even New York, and I truly believe at this point it's in every state, and I know for a fact it is because the county I live in Florida, they're always busting teachers that are trying to do something wrong, trying to push some leftist ideology, okay, on the students. And even though Ron DeSantis came out and said, you cannot be doing that, you will go to prison, they don't care. They're still pushing it. They're still pushing the racist issues. They're still pushing the leftist ideology. They're still pushing it. And those are ones that are just trying to get their ideology across. What about the ones that are out there really looking to do hurt on young children? Think about that. But while that's going on, what are the teachers unions members doing? Oh, they decided to participate in the May Day protest all over the country because that was more important, instead of cracking down and looking for the criminals that are hiding amongst the school system. Or is it that they like it like that? They'd rather have criminals working around the kids. Check this out.
And happening today, get this, schools are closed across the country and workers are calling out for May Day rallies as protesters call to tax the rich, abolish ICE, and more. Can you believe this? They're closing down schools so they can go out and protest. In Madison, Wisconsin, public schools are closed today, with 70% of the teachers' unions saying that they are participating in May Day protests. Our next guest says that Madison schools have crossed the line. Wisconsin mom Scarlett Johnson joins us now. Scarlett, thank you so much. What is your reaction?
I'm in shock, although maybe I shouldn't be considering the history of the Madison Metropolitan School District. But They are turning schools into political staging grounds, and this is where they've crossed the line. They are not just indoctrinating the kids in the classroom, they are encouraging actively for students to leave the classroom and go march in the streets with teachers, with administrators. It's just shocking to me the level that they're willing to take this to, their hatred for President Trump. And make no mistake about it, this entire rally, this May Day, Friday, May 1st, is all about, this is an anti-capitalist, anti-Trump movement, and they're using our kids as political pawns.
You know, Scarlett, I grew up in the South. If this had happened in South Carolina, residents, parents would have been up in arms. They never would have stood for this. They want their kids in school. They want the teachers teaching them math and science and not being out on the streets, skipping class to go protest and to be political. What's the reaction from the residents there?
The reaction from the residents is, I think, a lot of shock. It doesn't matter your political affiliation. You don't want your kids skipping out of school to go protest in the streets. And what's happening is that the teachers' unions, the Madison Teachers Union, made it impossible for parents to say no because they forced the closure of every single school in that school district.
Well, I got to cut into that. They haven't just made it hard in Madison, Wisconsin. They've made it hard everywhere in the United States. Only the staunch red states like Florida and I believe it was Texas and one or two others came out and told the teachers union, no, we're not going to fold to you. We're going to do what we got to do. But you all know this, people. I've had people from New York. I've had my people call me and tell me horror stories of the school districts, of the classrooms, of things that teachers made their children do and go against. I've always kept it quiet. Okay. Matter of fact, a very dear friend of mine that I've known for God knows how long, a few years back, told me a horror story about her son, the way the teacher was basically trying to feminize her son at 13 years old. Okay? And not only her son, like 5 or 6 other boys in the classroom where she had to go with the other mothers and they had to go shut it down. And this was in the Bronx, off of Fordham Road. Okay? There was another video that I wanted to show, but I couldn't because there's a bunch of little kids about 5 years old, 6 years old. But I believe the classroom is in Harlem. Okay? And there's a video that shows the teacher and all the kids in the classroom, they're Latino, they're black, and she's making them march around. The teacher's making them march around with signs in the classroom chanting "Free, Free Palestine," teaching them how to be protesters and advocates. So while the school district's doing this, they don't want anybody to know about all the convicts, all the criminals in New Jersey. And like I said, in my opinion, it's got to be other places too. It's just a matter of time before this really hits the fan and somebody cracks down on it, and it can't be soon enough. But it makes you wonder why. Okay? Why is it that when we hear about incidents in, I don't know, maybe rural Kentucky or Massachusetts, whatever the case is, people think it's that one-off of that one teacher that got through the cracks. No, it wasn't that one teacher that got through the cracks. There are many of them in the system. But it just so happens, since an audit was done in New Jersey, the number is bigger than, in my opinion, the number is big and is going to be bigger than what we think. Okay, let's get to the next news article so I can wrap up this video. Here we go. I found this article. This was put out by Wave Pro. It says education. There's just one paragraph that I want to read to you guys. Okay, and I'll end this video. Okay. It says, say one more time. New Jersey schools kept 36 teachers and staff convicted of crimes on payroll for some for years. Now I want to go all the way down to this one. Where is it at? Right over here. Nope, sorry. Right here. Okay. Now you guys heard what I said before about the way they that one guy that's in charge. He's over here, looking out and trying to find out what the hell was going on. And they found out that over 2,000 people were disqualified, but 36 of them got through the cracks, so they say. But there's one key thing right here. They didn't get through the cracks. They were let in, and they were kept in. Okay? And this is where I highly believe that the Board of Education and the teachers union needs to be abolished. They're behind this, not the state, not the government. They are. And then again, the way I feel, there are people in the state and government that are part of this also. But I digress on that. It says the audit did not reveal the names of the school districts and bus companies that continue to employ disqualified workers. It also did not reveal the names of employees who stayed on the payroll after they were convicted of crimes. The audit reviewed work done by the state's Office of Student Safety and Schools Preparedness between 2021 and 2024. During that period, the department permanently disqualified 2,761 individuals from working in any school-related job after learning they had been convicted of crimes. The criminal background check, findings were part of a larger audit that also reviewed other State Department of Education activities based partially on concerns flagged in annual audits that school districts are required to submit to the state. Check that out. They're supposed to submit that to the state. Okay? Now, where is that one part? Right here, I believe. Convicted individuals may only appeal the accuracy of the criminal history information and must do so within 14 days. He said in a note in the appendix of the audit. Kashek acknowledged that current procedures have resulted in a 99% compliance rate. Yeah, okay. They say it's compliance, but the thing about it is that if you're leaving it up to the schools and not the state, there's no compliance. In getting convicted employees off school payrolls, but he recommended striving for 100% in the future by following up with non-responsive districts. And who's in charge of a lot of these districts? You're right, Democrats and liberals. However, Kashik agreed with Williams that legislative changes could provide clearer reporting requirements for school districts and enforcement tools for the department. Okay? There was one more, and I'm going to end it. And this part's really going to piss you off. I'm sorry, just give me a minute. Right here. The audit recommended that the Department of Education make several changes, including follow-up with the employees until it receives confirmation that a convicted employee has been terminated. And a written response included in the audit's appendix, State Department of Education Chief of Staff Christopher Williams wrote that state law places responsibility for removing disqualified employees on local school districts and other employers, not the state. How do you like that? So leave it up to the criminals to police the criminals, knowing very well that the Board of Education, the teachers union or what have you, if they don't go with their grievances first to the state, and then the state says we're going to take this to the government and then we're going to bring back money to you, nothing gets done. But now all of a sudden, in a written response included in the audit's appendix, State Department of Education Chief of Staff Christopher Williams wrote that state law places responsibility for removing disqualified employees on local school districts and other employers, not the state. This is not the blind leading the blind anymore. This is the criminals policing the criminals. How's that going to work out? Oh yeah. You got murderers, stalkers, kidnappers, sex offenders, what have you, working amongst our children and getting paid on top of that. And even when they get pushed out, they're still getting a salary. While teachers union members all across the country, on May 1st decided to go protest, and not only protest, but also bring the kids with them, your kids, out to protest. And people wonder why When President Trump says that he wants to abolish the Board of Education, he wants people to start having school choice, and he wants people to homeschool their kids, people wonder why the Democrats are up in arms about this. It's because basically they want your kids. And I've said it in a video a few days ago, a video that I put out, and I said it a few times. I don't care if you're left-leaning or right-leaning. I don't care if you're in New York or Florida, California. Every child, their safety is at risk. And if you have a problem with that, if you think this is something that should not be thrown out there, that nobody should know about this because of your political stance, you're part of the problem. Okay? People in New Jersey, people in New York, the tri-state area, you need to find out who in the hell is working around your kids in the schools. You're the ones that pay the salaries for the teachers' unions and the Board of Education to function. Your taxpayer money, my taxpayer money, okay, pays their salaries. You should have every right to know the background check of every teacher in every school that your children are in every classroom, every substitute, every janitor, every worker, everything. You should have number one, the right to have that information. And number two, you should have the right to petition not to have those people working. And I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off and say, you know what, well, what if they had a record 10 years ago and they changed their ways? Depending on the record, that's up to you guys. In my opinion, I have a hard time with that. And I definitely have a hard time, okay, with the ones that are committing the crimes after they got hired. You people need to wake up. Everyone out there needs to wake up and find out who in the world is working around your kids. While you're at work, someone else with a criminal record is working around your kids, and then you have to wonder why. Why did that bus driver beat up on that kid? Why did that gym teacher beat up on that kid? Why did that guidance counselor beat up on that kid? I'll tell you why. It's who they're hiring. As a matter of fact, there is one story that's circulating now around social media. In case you haven't heard, I'm going to tell you. And I believe it was in Florida. Of a teacher who was arrested, who was fired and arrested because they caught her twerking amongst the students. And then she didn't want to leave the school. And when they found out, she suffers from bipolarism. And it's on video. And she is acting up. A substitute teacher. And it makes you wonder, how in the world did that woman get the job? She looks like a maniac on the video. And that's because the teachers union, the Board of Education, is all Democrats and liberals. And they have a stronghold when it comes to the school system. And this is why I believe it should all be abolished, revamped, and redone. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. Also, I got my TikTok up and going. I'm placing this video on X, on Truth Social, on Rumble, on TikTok, and on Instagram, and on YouTube. Okay? And tonight on Facebook. Don't forget to pass it around. Join the channel. Leave your comments. Give it a thumbs up. If you see the hype button, don't forget to press it. It'll help the video circulate on the algorithm. And hopefully we can get this video pushed out so everyone and anyone that has children in school will know what's going on, especially if you're in New Jersey. So remember, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for the women and the children, pray for this country, pray for your enemies, pray for President Trump, and pray for all the children, people. Peace.